whoever you are, whatever you are, wherever you're coming from, Nephilim, Gibborim, shit forums, retardation, whatever, Democrats, libertarians, which are the most stupid people on earth. God sent you here. Snake worshiping motherfuckers, baby blood drinking Democrats, what have you. Welcome to the Roseanne Barr. Oh, I forgot. And especially animals who are a higher level of intelligence than humans because they don't need to bullshit themselves in order to feel the joy of life. Welcome to the Roseanne Barr Podcast.
Oh, you see, my patience is growing thin.
Well, here we are up in, I don't know what county is this, but we're in Tiburon where Robin Williams lived and died. What is this county? I don't know. It's out of San Francisco, right?
We're just north of the city of San Francisco, yes.
And we've been here for a week because, of family issues. My mother is going into a care home. We put her into a care home. That's why I came here. And it's very sad. And, but that's how life goes. And I loved what Mama's boyfriend, Arnie Leibowitz, said on his deathbed to me. I'm thinking of having this put onto my, what do you call it, on your grave?
Yeah, your tombstone.
Yeah, because it was so brilliant. He said, whose idea was this?
Those are final words before he died, right?
Yeah, whose idea was this? It was so great.
It's a good title for this episode.
And I think this is in honor of Arnie, 81st Airborne, the American heroes, long lost. I hope not. I hope they will wake up again. But America's being torn asunder. The soul of America is being divided. And, I've been talking about it for a long, long time. And they've tried to censor me off of every platform that I've gone on because they don't want to hear it. And now here I am on all these other platforms where everybody is. And, I'm the only one telling the fucking truth. And of course, I have the lowest viewers. So do what you will with that. But I'm disgusted with all these other podcasters and their embracing of anti-Semitism, which is satanic. And I just want to say that when you go against the Bible and the people of the Bible and Israel, you're a Satanist. And a lot of Jews are Satanists, such as like Dave Smith. I'd like to get him on here. Of course, I know he doesn't have a Jewish mother. That I will bet my diamond encrusted Star of David on, that he doesn't have a Jewish mother. Or if he did have a Jewish mother and a not Jewish father, there was some conflict in that house, and he's a product of that conflict. And it's just sad to watch him. It's so sad to watch captives. I pray for him all the time. God set the captives free, and that's all I can do. Hey, if you see these sunglasses here, they're Gucci. Somebody left them at my house when I had a big party, and everybody ran out once I started karaokeing. They all ran for the hills, right, Jake?
They always do. That's how we get people out of the house.
That's right. And I started singing, and they was all running out, and somebody left behind their Gucci sunglasses, which are really cute. And if they don't claim them, they're mine. Is that what I'm telling everybody, Jake? If you
30 days.
house and you left your gorgeous Gucci sunglasses, these, you better claim them or they're going to be mine, right, Jake?
I think they're already yours, to be honest.
I mean, Gucci is an incredible design company. I'd like to pair with them in a what do you call it? Design of flannel shirts. For real.
That's a good idea.
Like, look at mine here. We just want, what does it say?
I can't read.
We just want
You here.
you to be
Happy.
happy. We just want you to be happy. People deserve to be happy. And all these wars and shit, people ain't happy with wars. It's unhappy, and we've got to start being happy. We've got to do everything we can to be happy, because that's why we're supposed to be here, right? We're supposed to be happy because we're doing the right thing and we're fixing this shit, right?
Yeah. Life is beautiful. It's no need to be in constant despair and argument. It's why I quit social media. It's a sad time, and people would rather argue on their free time than touch grass or be outside with their family. I don't really understand it. Maybe they don't like their families. I don't know. Maybe they think they're doing something good and big.
You know,
I don't.
James O'Keefe called me today and he reminded me of the conversations we had at my house. And he said, when you told me to let things go and get off social media and be sure to go outside and touch living green things, he said that really helped him a lot. And that's my advice for everybody who's wound up in this psychological war that we're the victims of in America. We're undergoing a psychological MK Ultra war, and people don't know where to turn. And I guess that's why I'm here. But it's really great that nobody listens to me, Jake. It's so great that I put everything in my life on this so that nobody would listen. It's just so great.
Well, you're cutting out a little bit. There you are. Actually, people do listen to you. I have bad news for you because I know you said your goal is to have no fans, and we've definitely taken an unpopular approach on this podcast over the last 5 or 6 weeks because we don't want all Jewish people to be murdered, which is really unpopular now, and we've definitely suffered a hit in viewership, but it's not as bad as you think. We're still in the over the 200,000 mark, so people are sticking around, and I have bad news for you. You still have fans, and for some reason even people that disagree with us still come back and love you, and that is power in itself.
That
So
is
I
very
would.
sweet. And as I say, ignore me at your own peril. I say that all the time. But, you know, these young people, they're completely brainwashed by Jesuit universities. And they come out of there being Jew haters on purpose because that's what they're farmed to be. And it
Yeah.
just makes me sick that this farming operation of souls and minds is working so well. And, you know, I try with all my might every time I'm on here to dispel bullshit because I know God don't like bullshit. And I just want everyone to hear me say that God doesn't like bullshit.
Yeah,
God's against bullshit. He
he
only
is.
likes truth, which is in Hebrew, emet. He likes truth. And I try to bring truth to you no matter, you know, I'm not funded by Qatar or any of these other places. I'm not funded by the Muslim Brotherhood for real, like all these other people. And they have infiltrated MAGA and, you know, like they infiltrated the Democrats. And I ran as president as a socialist candidate in 2012 against Obama, the used nuke salesman. And I knew he didn't have the interests of the American people that he supposedly represented or led at all. He only had the grift because all Democrats are only about the grift. They don't care about human life. They don't care about children. They just always say, you're killing children, but they don't give a fuck. And it makes me sick that these people that are so, Israel is killing children, they're not saying anything about the Druze being beheaded, tortured, and murdered. They're not saying
Christians all over the
anything
world.
about the Christians all over North Africa and South Africa and the
Hmm.
Middle East being murdered, and most of them are brown Christians. And, you know, I have to step in and say, as a Jew, I cannot remain silent when my Christian brothers and sisters are being murdered
Yeah.
by Islamicists. And you won't hear Tucker nor Clandis, as I call her, you won't hear them saying that the Christians are being murdered by Islamicists. You won't hear that. You'll just hear Israel, Israel, Jews, Jews, Jews. But, you know, I'm a Jew. Everybody knows I'm a Jew, right?
Hmm.
And the truth of that is that we have kept alive for I don't know how many thousands of years the experience of seeing God and hearing God on Mount Sinai. And that is the story we pass on to all of our progeny for generations and generations and generations. And that is why we are Jews, because we heard and saw God on Mount Sinai. And I just want to say that. And
Can
that
I
is
ask you a
why
question?
we have, and for that is why we have Christianity and why we have Islam and why we have Judaism. And that's why. You ever actually look at what's in your toothpaste? Most of them are loaded with chemicals you can't even pronounce. Triclosan, sulfates, titanium dioxide, all that junk that can mess you up over time. Well, we brush our teeth every day trying to keep a nice smile and end up with sensitive teeth, irritated gums, and a mouth full of chemicals. It's time to ditch that. Use Smile Peptide toothpaste from the Wellness Company. It's a breakthrough peptide paste that helps reverse and support mouth regeneration. Yeah, it helps your gums grow back. That's amazing. It's got active peptides for gum health to strengthen and remineralize your teeth, and PAP plus to whiten without making your teeth feel like they're on fire. And it's fluoride free. You ready to make the switch? Get 10% off plus free shipping. pwc.health/RB and use the code RB at the checkout. Take care of your mouth now so you won't regret it later.
Can I ask you a question? Because it is really fascinating. I noticed this week with the Druze basically being killed by Islamicists and Israel entering the war um, to protect them. There was never a word from Tucker or Candace or anybody at all, and it was weird. And then there was an Israeli bombing of I think a Christian or a Catholic church, and two priests died. And she went on there and she was talking about how Jews are demons, although she didn't say Jews, she said Israel. But it was weird that people were calling her out finally for being so silent about horrible shit happening to Christians around the world by Islam that she never calls out. And
No,
as
she
soon as there was an accidental
says
bombing, she
Christians
jumped
are being,
right on Israel.
she
I'm
goes,
sorry.
Christians are being murdered, and then she blames Jews.
Yeah. And so this is something you brought up to me
Never
one time.
says by Islamicists because she's getting
Well,
gripped.
she would say she's not paid. Maybe she is or she isn't, but I can tell you one thing she's doing is she's not calling out Islamicists who are killing Christians. She doesn't do it. She's never done it. She can say they're
Because she
all
married
this.
into the royal family, and they are, as I tell you all the time, UN Agenda 30 calls for a one world government and a one world religion, which is called Chrislam, which was perfected in Jeremiah Wright's church, where Obama, Oprah, and Big Mike and all of them went. Uh,
What
I
is
was
Chris?
in the left, so I know I was there. I was there in the leadership of the left, which is why I was able to run for president in 2012. And when I saw what they were up to, I was horrified.
What is Chrislam? Because you say this all the time, and we've never. This
Chris,
is the what is that?
Chrislam is the one world religion that they're brainwashing everybody to follow.
It's a Christian and Islamic
It's
fusion,
a
or what is it?
hybrid. It's a hybrid, and it has nothing to do with either one of them. It's a hybrid, and
And what's the point of it?
um, to get a hold of Jerusalem and put a British royal on the throne.
S-
All of this is about British royalty, and people don't want to hear it. They just can't. They'd rather blame, they'd rather talk about the Jews that the British royals put in the window to protect themselves. But, the whole Green Revolution is King Charles. Uh, Epstein Island is King Charles and Prince Albert, and they don't want to do. They just want to find the Jew because that's how it works. It keeps the heat off the owners of the world.
So you're saying that there's a Christian and Islamic fusion. Now, 'cause usually the Christian and Jews are kind of lockstep in protecting Jerusalem. It goes back to the Crusades because they know Islam will destroy all of those temples because they hate both religions.
Yeah.
And Jews and Christians have always been together, which we always have, and we're great, and everything's happy. But in the last few years, there's been a sinister turn to push the Jews out, and it does seem like there's a Christian and Islamic influence, especially if you read Candace or Jake Shields are like,
Yeah,
Islamists, they're great, they love Jesus.
it's called Chrislam, the one world religion that they're going to force that down our fucking throats. It's a
So
beast system.
what
And,
is it? Can
huh?
you tell because you this is a thing that I always help you because you know all this stuff. You got to educate your audience. What is Chrislam? Is it when you say it comes from the royal family? This is Agenda UN 3030 or whatever you're talking about. This
UN
is
Agenda 30.
so. What is that?
The one world government, the one world alliance, the whole bankers locking down everything, MI6, which I always say Mossad, Mossad. Well, Mossad works for MI6, which
Yeah,
is
even Alex Jones admits that.
no, because I got on Alex Jones.
Yeah, well, he knows it's true, but
Well,
we're not.
everybody knows it's true once they hear it and stop trying to deny it. But Satan wants us to deny what's true. Satan doesn't want us to see what's right in front of our face.
But what
Think
is
about deception.
before you go off? I really need you to explain clearly and succinctly what Chrislam is because I don't know.
It's neither Christianity nor Islam. It's a hybrid of both, and it ends in jihadi crusade against the Jews. That's what
Okay,
it's about. And it
and
is a Jesuit invention. And everybody should read the Jesuit oath, which they keep really hidden. But the Jesuit oath, written by Loyola, who was a forcibly converted Jew to Catholicism, everybody should read that because once a Jew converts, the only way they can prove their loyalty to the satanic elites that control this world, the only way they can prove their loyalty to them is to turn in their own people. And it's the same with every other um, minority group. The black leadership has to turn in the blacks for money to put in their pockets. So do the Hispanics, so do the women.
did you,
It's like to protect the status quo.
so is the plan for Chrislam to sort of oust Judaism from Jerusalem so that Islam and Christianity can share the holy sites of Jerusalem, or is it far more sinister than that? Just that
Well,
they kind
that's
of
part of it. That's
yeah.
part of it. That's why they
Okay.
created Transjordan. Where they always talk about the Balfour Declaration because they're so stupid, like Dave Smith, who I'm sure his mother hated Jews or his father did. One of them hated Jews, and he's internalized it. But that's the trick. That's the rich man's trick. Anti-Semitism is the rich man's trick because it always ends in the destruction of Christian democracies. And
So
I
why
love
would
Christian democracies as long as they're nice to the Jews.
yeah, and they usually are.
They usually are.
So
They
why would
start getting all Nazified, which is always a danger. And that's what's happening in America.
why would someone like assuming Candace Owens is part of this, or forget her, just there's definitely Islamic Christian fusion happening online. They all talk about how horrible Jews are. Jews think Jesus is boiling in shit, and Islam loves Jesus, even though Islam is killing Christians all over the planet. And they make this argument daily. There definitely seems to be this Islamic Christian fusion online, at least. It does definitely not feel natural at all. It feels
No, it's
completely.
not natural. It's all this bullshit they fed us about. It's going to come out too that the English royals will say that they're the true Jews, and they'll
They're already doing that.
occupy Judaism. They'll occupy uh, all Jewish holy sites in our homeland, Judea, where we come from. They're trying to write out that history too. They're joining together to destroy Jewish memory, Jewish history, Jewish archaeology in the Levant, the proof that Jews were there, the proof that Balfour was about the Levant, and in the division between Israel, the division of the Levant, they gave most of the land to the Arabs. It's all a lie, and they just continue it. And they're getting so much power with their Israel is the occupier. Jews are the occupier of Judea. Think about that.
No, we know it's bullshit, but why are they
That's
doing
like
this?
going to the American tribes that are on reservations and saying, you're occupying this land. It's
Yeah.
exactly that. But that is what is called
Oh,
Chrislam and corporatocracy and maritime law. It's about corporatocracy, corporate law over tribal rights. They want to remove all tribal rights because they want to steal
damn it,
the
you're frozen
oil.
again.
Am I frozen? Yeah, corporate law, corporatocracy, UN law, UN Agenda 30, where they can steal the oil out from under the tribal people who live on their tribal burial grounds. It's all about Standard Oil, and that's what the British Crown is about and nothing else. Stealing oil out from under the people. All the tribes that live on top of the oil and their sacred burial grounds. Well, they can't have that. That's vile to them. Anything tribal is disgusting to them.
Yeah.
During the time where in the Bible it says, this is the ingathering of the 12 tribes coming to Israel and the Levant and the Middle East.
Okay, so what is Chrislam? I need you to explain this succinctly because you're wanting to go off, and I'll let you go off. But for people that have never heard it, when you talk about this hybrid religion that the royal family's behind, I think that's fascinating. That's like Illuminati 33-degree shit. Like, let's get
It
into
is
that.
33-degree stuff. It is. It is. It is Freemasonry.
Okay, so what does it mean? And the floor is yours. I'll be quiet.
It means that the King of England, is it King Charles?
I guess I don't know.
Um, he's made a pact with the Islamic mullahs
Okay.
and kings. I mean, all the royals are related, and all the places in the Levant and the Middle East that have royal families, they were just created by Great Britain.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
And it's just a way to get oil because the British crown is just about wherever there's money, they go and they get it.
Yeah.
Period. They don't care if they displace, occupy, they're the original colonialists, and they
Yeah.
still are that way. And the reason they divided the Levant, which was pretty much all Israeli, but they made a two-state thing with the first separation. They made an Israeli state and a Palestinian state, which is Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And then that wasn't enough for Jordan, so they had to send everybody up to Gaza to take that over and take it from Israel. And thanks to Jimmy Carter, who was also a Chrislamic sort, their whole thing is anti-Semitism. There's not. That's the bottom line. It's a new way of stealing from the Jews. That's all it is. That's how Switzerland was founded. That's how the Jesuits were founded. That's how the Vatican was founded. They stole from the Jewish temple in Jerusalem, and they stole uh, all the holy implements. They stole everything, including our religion, and then reversed it
Mm-hmm.
because they don't. The bottom line is they do not want Torah to be true. They don't want the word of God to actually come here on this, world, to come here.
Sphere.
That's
Yeah.
what they fight. That's their enemy, is God. Their enemy is God and the Torah, and hence the Jewish people. And, because Jerusalem is an energy center as defined by God in the Torah when he said, you will go to Zion, because God was the original Zionist, of course.
Yep.
And, it was a 40-year trek for purification to get there. And, they're not going to let go of it. They need
So
to occupy it. They need to rob from it. They need to steal its lifeblood and its teachings, or they won't exist. And they know that they're in a war with their own source, but they don't
mhm.
care because they think they can conjure up demons to fight God. But they're just all
Do you,
incorrect. They're
since
incorrect.
since Christianity and Islam both come from Judaism,
Yeah, they do.
they do. No, I mean
No,
that
I
I
just look at them as branches of Judaism.
they are. Do you think this is like children rebelling against their father? Is it like just teenage, like, hey, dad, you fucked up, Jerusalem? I'll do a better job running it. Like every young buck gets with their dad or mom. Like we can do a better job running this shit than you can. Do you think that's the Chrislam convergence? Like the Jews have had their time. They're not doing a good job. We're young. We're going to do better. We're going to make it more profitable. Blah blah blah. You think it's just that simple, or do you think it's much more sinister? Like, hey, we're Satan, let's combine our satanic shit and take out the chosen people of God because they're getting in our way of subduing the entire world population. To
Bingo.
okay, well then that's what I'm asking you. Okay, this is not Christianity and Islam and Judaism we're talking about. We're talking about like a sect of Satanists that are calling it Chrislam, where they're using extremists from the Islamic faith and the Christian faith to
Yeah.
turn out against the Jew. Yeah,
Yes, that's exactly right.
gold
That's
star.
beast. That's the beast system.
It does seem that way when I watch someone. I don't want to keep giving her attention, but when I watch the influencers that are definitely, this falls in line with who we're talking about, they definitely give Islam a pass for murdering thousands upon thousands of Christians.
And
And
Jews. And
yeah,
Jews all over the place, all over the world. They give them a pass.
they do, and they only
And the
highlight
reason
Islam.
they give them a pass is because the Jews to them are demonic.
Yeah,
But when
that's what they
you
say.
get into the whole thing about how they regard the Jews, Dan Bluzarian and all them,
Yeah,
they
we're
think
demons.
we're demonic. And why would they think we're demonic when we gave them the Torah? Why would they think that?
Well, I don't think they think we're
They
the
think
real
the
Jews.
Torah is demonic.
Well, I'm going to tell you because I talked to these people. They think the real Jews are actually Christians now, and the Jews like you and I are fake Khazarian Jews
Well,
that are
that's replacement theology. And
right.
I was there for all of that too when I was a leftist.
Yeah, it
But
comes from the
all of
left.
that is just to destabilize the family, destabilize people who believe, it's a war on the Bible.
Hmm.
And, it's Marxism 101. It's a color revolution.
Don't you think it's strange that the people that say Christ is King are the ones that are so anti the Bible? Because the Bible is the Torah.
Yeah.
It is. People like remember
I
when we had
think, I think that they don't know who Jesus was and they don't know what he stood for. They don't know the history
yeah.
of the battle he fought, and they don't want to know. And I don't know if they have the option to not know anymore, because I think God's going to make it clear that, hey, whose side are you on? Are you on the Lord's side? And of course, they're not, most of them, because they're Canaanites.
Right.
That's what it is. They come from Babylon and they're Canaanites. Cain killed Abel, and they think that they're superhuman and they think they're better than, in the Bible, it was a story of the Jews leaving Egypt. But if you were going to relate it to today, Jew would mean the working people.
Hmm.
And it is always a class war. It's always a class war
Yeah.
on the working people, the people who make everything go. And at that time, like in Egypt, the Jews were the slaves. That's the story, I think. And they were the slaves that made everything work and everything go. And so I think it's far larger than just a tribe of Judah. You
Yeah.
know, they want to F with the Bible so it doesn't mean what it says, but they're not going to be able to do that, and they're incapable of it because, for one thing, I don't think they are human, and I don't think they have souls. And I think they're just messengers because Torah tells us that there are people who have souls. And how you know it is that a soul is somebody who can change,
Hmm.
who can repent, have self reflection, and get better and improve. But messengers cannot. They're only here, they're negative and positive angels, and they're only here to tempt the souls, the people who have souls. They're here to tempt them to follow along the wrong way. And, it's just sad. They're
Well,
captives of bullshit.
if you were a messenger, an evil messenger today, like let's say like an evil angel, like you have supernatural abilities to manipulate the hearts and minds of the people, right? Where
That's what
would you
it's all
go?
about.
Where would you live right now? Where would you go?
If I was a negative angel,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I think that I would go into the group that's trying to destroy MAGA. They're trying to destroy MAGA. They infiltrated it.
No,
And
but I'm saying where would you do your messaging?
what do you mean?
Let's say you're a demon sent to Earth to cause humans, to be slaves and serfdom. Where would you go?
Well, social media, of course.
Right?
Yeah, that's where all the lies are. That's where
Right?
all the half truths and
And
anti Torah, but I mean, that's what it is. It's a civil war of Jews that spread out all over the world.
well, it's civil war of people that are good against people that are evil. It's way this one. I'm gonna pull the card out on you. I think it's way above Jews. This is people of God and children of
Well,
Satan.
when I say Jews,
You
I
mean people of God?
yeah, I mean believers. Yeah.
I know what you mean, but we have to be clear because this is an age of disinformation and evil spirits on social media. Like
I mean people who believe
people that believe in the
in the God above,
Judeo-Christian, a
God
God of the
above,
Torah. Yeah.
not the
Okay.
God below. That's the war. Those
Right.
who believe in the God above and those who believe in the God below.
So one of the reasons for those of you out there listening to this podcast, both me and my mother over the last few months have been messaging to get off social media, to go out to touch grass, to be with your family. It's not just because we're trying to get clout. It's because we realize that that's where bad shit is happening, and a lot of you are enslaved and captured to it. And I've been, and I know Mom has been. We go in there all day. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna go after Jake Shield. Do it all day long, and after a while, you realize, oh my god, I'm part of this evil fucking system that I'm playing a role in, and it can't be healthy and good for you if you're a person of God. It's fine to go check in once in a while, but that's where evil messengers are going because they know that that's where it works. And that's why we've seen hate and we've seen shit get crazy and it's accelerating at an ungodly speed that's terrifying because it's working for them. And you're giving them your phone, you're giving them access. That's the mark of the beast, in my opinion. I'm going to go on Twitter on my phone or X on my phone today. You might as well just bend over and let Satan have his way with you.
Well, that's track and trace technology of the
Yeah.
Chinese, the CCP. So, whatever you're putting on Twitter, they're cataloging it. And they know who
Mhm.
you are. They're going to find you.
And
Um,
not just Twitter, all the social media. So
all the social media, you know, whoever ends up with total control of the means of production of media,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we have to be very careful of. Because if it's all propaganda as Obama wanted it to be, it's all leftist, Muslim Brotherhood propaganda against the American people,
Mm-hmm.
then we become easy lemmings to be picked off.
And I can tell you, I've noticed that we've been trying to
And that
bubble it
is the goal of Islam, is
100%.
total submission to some fucking imam with, in his dick rule. It's all dick rule. It's all pedophile, like I always say, pedo, Ponzi, pirate, priest class of pharaonic feudalism.
Mm-hmm.
They want us to call for vertical rule by kings and imams and popes and wizards and, whoever, witches, what have you. They want us to feel that we need that rather than the complete freedom to create art and beauty in this world, which is what they really hate. That's what they hate. They hate that more than anything.
Hey, Ma, Jason Watkins is a big fan and friend of ours. He's done a lot of free work. Be quiet. And
Ah,
I told him, he painted pictures of my daughters that are really cute. And he's a
they
very
are.
talented artist.
It is
And
cute.
I always feel guilty because he does a lot of our clips and shorts for free, and he won't take payment. He's an amazing person. And long story short, he asked if he could mention that he's an artist, and he would paint people's families and friends. He's very good. The picture of Noemi and Livia are beautiful. I feel like we should, throw him a bone once in a while. And
Yeah.
he's gay, and he likes, having bones thrown at him. That's such a bad joke. But anyway, we love him, and you should check him out. Tell people where to go. Get out of there.
Check him out at jpants.com and order your custom piece now before he's dead and famous. He'll get really famous after he's dead, like me. But he's very talented, and so you should try to support him while he's living. Think about that.
We're being lied to right now, aren't we? On a massive scale.
Yeah.
Also, I want to ask you one more question because I like to get plant thoughts in people. If you were Satan or a Satanist or evil angel, you would use social media. The next question is, what group would you target right now if you really wanted to destroy all hope and freedom and liberty and all the things that we as Americans and MAGA hold dear? I'm kind of tipping you off a little bit, but what group would you infiltrate and destroy right now?
MAGA. Because
Because we're
America is all that stands between the world being completely enslaved by Islamicism, which
yes,
hates women's rights, hates children's rights, uh, hates individual rights,
yes,
and it's just an evil philosophy. It's a satanic philosophy, and that's why Hitler loved it so much. That's why
yeah.
Hitler loved Islam so much. But they have a number of slaves, a number of captives who will, say it's great, and it's a war of hearts and minds for sure. Look at Europe; they won't exist in 5 years, 10 years. They always choose the wrong thing because they are so backward. They're so backward. They hate God. They really hate God and they really hate the Torah. That's why they go crazy and with their anti Zionist shit. They hate God because that's how it's going to go. And I hope people can hear me. That's how it's going to go. It's going to go the way that God said it's going to go. Not the way the Vatican or any of those snake worshiping motherfuckers say it'll go. It's going to go the way the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob said it's going to go. You better wake up to it. It's not going to go the way Rome says it's going to go because Rome's falling. It's not going to go the way of their man made religions. They're not going to survive it. And God's going to win. So, I mean, if you know that, you got to stay strong. But if you don't know it and you're easily swayed, it's your ass. That's why I say, ignore me at your peril. It's your ass. It isn't mine. Like Sojourner Truth said to all those white people when she went around lecturing, she said, I'm just trying to save the white people from going straight to hell. That's what Sojourner Truth said. And for me, I'm saying, I want to save the Gentiles. I do because I know they're trying, and I know that they do believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And so I'm trying to tell them what that means and to wake up and not have your mind and soul and heart occupied by evil. It's time to wake up.
Yeah, and don't be so complicit in your own failure as an American or MAGA or someone that believes in God to go and hook into the system that's designed for disinformation and manipulation and spreading evil and get caught up in that to where your mind becomes a putty for evil, powerful players. You have to take control of the space between your ears, and you have to be responsible for it. You have to be smarter, and you can't be emotionally triggered. You can't respond emotionally. You can't go, oh, the children or this or that. You have to stay vigilant and go, okay, who is really saying this? Who's paying the people that's saying this? What do I believe? What do I know to be true? And you have to be vigilant every day. And I have noticed, sadly, that people have lost that ability. When the internet started, that's what we were. And now it's just people that go, I'm going to go on my circle jerk roundtable and find other people that agree with me. And I'm going to do a mic drop comment and get 50 likes. And then I did good today. And it's like, no, you're just chatting to your friends. And
Yeah,
you're
and
afraid of my
then the
friends.
algorithms kick in and keep telling you, they keep sending you information that, you know, sustains your ill-conceived.
Yeah.
Uh,
And you start believing your own shit. Yeah. And, and, and it's sad because people believe things now. If you, I'm sure if you met Jake Shields or Candace and you showed them 5 years ago, like, this is the shit you're going to tweet, they wouldn't believe you. They would think you're crazy. There's no way I would say that. But you get on there every day and you plug into this matrix of horse shit, to use the matrix. That's what it is.
yeah, it is.
And you start believing in the simulation and the algorithm and grok and all this stuff. And you're like, oh my God, I've changed my values because this is what the algorithm tells me are my new values. You've already lost if you're there. I've never
Well,
changed.
you have joined with the Canaanites.
Yeah.
And the Canaanite religion is the most vast religion in the world. It is the number one religion. It does control everything. Everything they say about the Jews, they mean Canaanites.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to talk to all these people so that I could set them straight because they don't know. They don't know. And so they just revert. They can't create, so they just revert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They
I do.
revert. They revert to counterfeit stories about what's real because the real truth is being censored. But I try to bring it, and then they're like, "Oh boy, is she crazy?" Like when I went on Pierced Morgan, I think I said the truest thing that's ever been said on Pierced.
What are you referring to?
I said I think that the people who were murdered on October 7th in Israel were sacrificed to Moloch.
I
And
think that's
Pierce
true.
is, Pierce is like, what? They don't get it. It is a spiritual war, uh, the devil versus God.
Yeah.
And you have to decide which God you serve, the one above or the one below. Like, I love that Bob Dylan song. You got to serve somebody. It may be the devil and it may be the Lord, but you got to serve somebody. And that
Hmm.
is what it is. And it's easier to serve the devil than it is to serve God because the devil, with serving the devil, all you have to do is cater to your lower chakras. But to serve God, you have to go into the penthouse of thought.
And be responsible.
You have to go to the penthouse of thought, which is self-reflection, and knowing you're responsible for every word you say down through time, not just in your lifetime. And that's a real big deal. To see
Yeah, I mean,
the connection from Mount Sinai all the way to today is a real big deal.
it is. And I think of like junk food. It's easier to eat junk food and sit. I mean, I know I got bitch titties. Like to sit in the room and just eat crap and watch TV is much easier than getting up and jogging 6 miles. And it's always, if you're ever concerned or if you're questioning yourself, am I on the side of God or Satan? Ask yourself, am I giving in to my most carnal desires and taking the easy way and being emotional? Go, oh, I hate this person, that person, rage, hate. That's not God. There's your answer. It should be hard. It should be hard to be pious. It should be hard to be spiritual. You should have to check yourself every second. And if you're just in an algorithm of hate and bullshit, I can tell you right now, Cliff Notes, cut to the end, you're not you're not with God. You're fighting on the internet and you're full of hatred and rage. And I know because I do it a lot.
No, that's okay. I hear you.
Because it's really sad. It's like it's not about Jewish shit and it's none of it. It's like people are waking up every day angry. They're going to bed angry. They're waking up. They're seeking out things to argue about and fight about, and it's just like that's all consuming, and that can't be a godly experience or a godly existence. It can't. I know it's not. And I'm angry all the time, so I'm speaking from experience. But since I've been getting off social media and getting out and spending more time with you and family, and this week, even though it's been hard with Bubby, it's still been kind of bittersweet. Like that's life experience. That's God. Looking out the window is God. Arguing online is fucking evil, and I don't want to be a part of it anymore. And I
Well,
know a lot of people think they're
Torah
fighting.
says in Genesis that there are two trees. One is the tree of life,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And that is what it's all about.
What
The
does that
tree of
mean?
life, well, the tree of life is the tree that makes you improve and grow and your connection to God becoming stronger through self-awareness. The
Mm-hmm.
tree of the knowledge of good and evil is where you just argue a bunch of bullshit. You go, well, that could be or that couldn't be. That's the snake. It's duality. The tree of life is a singular.
Okay.
That we are the creation of God, and we're supposed to be here to grow closer to God. So the other one is like to sever the connection specifically of children to God, because you go, oh, well, it could be or it couldn't be. Well,
Right.
certainty is what Torah teaches us changes the world. The certainty of belief in good over evil.
And we have that intrinsically, don't we? Is that the right word? I think that's inside all of us, is what I'm saying. Like we all understand that on some deep spiritual level that maybe we're not honest about, but I bet people listening to this can feel
Yeah,
me when I say it. Like,
yeah.
we know what you're talking about when
It's
you're,
all about ego. Ego is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It's like, well, I can look real smart like Dave Smith if I go on this side,
yeah.
and I can look real smart if I go. But you know what? It's not about you and your puny little fucking ego. It's about God. And God put us here to grow and connect and redeem everything. We're divine. We're divine beings. It was so funny outside of the home we're putting my mom into, which is so sad.
It is. I didn't know you were going to tell people,
But
but
she
yeah.
has good care,
Yeah.
and we've researched it.
Yeah.
And so I asked the guy by the garbage cans when you drop me off. I asked the guy there, I go, hey, where can I go smoke, because they don't let you smoke, of course, because they're fucking libtards up there in, where are we? What kind of San Francisco?
We're in San Francisco, essentially.
Marin County.
Yeah.
So I asked the guy, I go, where can I go smoke? And, well, first I tried to order a Bloody Mary at Mother's Rest Home there for
This
breakfast.
is true. This is a true story, people. I want people to understand you were in an old folks assisted care
Yeah.
living. You snuck
And
out and tried to
it
get a
says they
drink.
got it all together.
11.
That's cool. I trusted it because it's a lovely Persian woman, and we love the Persians. The Jews love the Persian people,
Yeah,
and the Persian people loves the Jews. Okay, that's why
sure.
we gotta get rid of the Valerie Jarrett imam, so that people of Persia can be free. Right?
Yes.
A lovely Persian woman, and she's lovely to my mother. But anyways, I go in there and I said I'd like to have a Bloody Mary here for breakfast. And the guy, I says, "Where are you from?" He says, "The Philippines," because he's all tattooed and shit with a funky hairdo. And I go, I thought you're from Hawaii because everybody in Hawaii looks like you with the funky tattoos and the weird ass hairdos. Anyways, I says, "I need a Bloody Mary for breakfast." And you know what he says to me? "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, but we don't serve alcohol until the dinner hour." And I was irate. I said, "What kind of a fucking bullshit joint are you running here?" So I had to go around. I had to leave my mom, put her in her room, and go around the corner to get some champagne there because that calms my nerves. Okay, anyway, 'cause I was so it was really hard. Now
No, it's been a hard
I
week.
don't even know where what I'm talking about. What am I?
I don't either. We were talking about God. Well, we were talking about God, and then
Yeah,
putting Bubby in a home. San Fran. I don't know. I don't know where you were going.
I don't
Sorry.
either.
I'm trying to remember how
But
we got here,
anyways,
but
I'm tired of these people that think you can't have no alcohol till dinner and you can't smoke anywhere. That's what I was going. So I says to the guy by the garbage can there, I says, "Where can I go to smoke in this motherfucker?" I didn't say motherfucker. I said, "Where can I go to smoke around here?" He goes, "Well, you go over there to the tree across the road there." So I went across the road, and there were two young men standing there, and they was talking about artificial intelligence.
hmm.
Two workers, on a city truck. I don't know what they were doing anyway. So I go over there and I'm like, "Hey, you mind if I smoke here?" They go, "No." So I light my smoke, and then I said, "I heard what you was talking about artificial intelligence. What do you think of it?" And then the one guy goes, "Oh my God, are you?" He did the whole recognize me thing.
Oh,
And then and the other guy goes, "I don't know who she is." And he goes, "No, she really knows. She's in with a lot of people," which was nice. So I said to him, "Yeah, we are under artificial intelligence attack on every level. But
yeah,
the one thing we must remember," I said to him, they were young men, I said that we are divine. The human is divine. We are a divine spark of our creator. And so their artificial intelligence, we're the real thing. That's
yeah,
how we fight. I said, that's how we'll fight and that's how we'll win. They're artificial and
yeah,
we're divine.
yeah. No, you. I mean, that's it.
I
We
just
have
wanted
power.
people to know that, to remember that God created us with a mind and a soul and the ability to speak truth.
Hmm.
And so, of course, we're going to win. And I don't like all these people coming against Trump. And I know, Trump has some kind of medical issues and stuff. And he's fought so long and so hard. We're not giving up on him yet. I mean, I think, everybody's talking about, oh, the Epstein,
Yeah,
Bob.
we got to talk about that.
Trump ain't done. That's what I said on my podcast I did with Michael Jaco and Juan O'Savin. I said, well, Trump isn't done. That's the reason he's not releasing the whole Epstein schmear. Although he said, "Go ahead and release it. I don't care."
Yeah,
Which
but
I thought was awesome, but he's
well,
not done. he's not done. We're in the eye of the hurricane, and we got a lot of shit coming on the other side.
Well,
So
can I
I
just
don't like these people that are like aligning against Trump and MAGA, because we're the only hope for the world. Is the only America is all that stands between a one world horror
Mhm.
and freedom. And so don't go turning on Trump now. He's never going to give in. He's never going to give up. He's too smart. And he wants the win, just like me. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep fighting till I win. Not I know I won't lose because I know I'm right and I know Trump's right. And I know that uh, we'll find out when we're supposed to find out.
Well, I have two things I want to say real quick. One, I think MAGA, and we fought so hard, you especially. I mean, you've given so much to this movement, and I don't think you, I mean, I know you don't get the credit you deserve, but
No, I certainly don't. Can you believe it? It's so
no,
amazing to see, especially for me. It's amazing to see all these Jewish sites that
yeah,
never quote me, but they quote like everybody but me. And
yeah,
I'm never included, but I'm like, well, that's God, you know.
that
It's
is God.
God.
But what I'm saying is, I think we fought so hard to win, and
I
we won.
fought with everything I had in me. And I
We all did. And the reason I'm saying this is because we won in 16, we won in 20, we got cheated, and horrible shit happened to us, and we fought hard, and we pulled off a miraculous victory in 24, and we felt good about it. And I think what happened was everybody was like, "Oh shit, we won. Let's take our foot off the gas. Let's relax a little. Let's enjoy the spoils." And boom, that's all it took. Satan entered, MAGA split, and it's disaster out there.
it's
And
Muslim Brotherhood infiltration.
I think that's what I want to say.
And Qatar and all their money,
No, I think
Arab
that's what I'm
money.
saying. I think they realized that we were an unstoppable force, and I think the reason Trump was able to win in 24 without all the cheating that we were expecting was they probably said, "You know what? We're not going to stop this. Let's let him win." And as soon as they relax, let's hit them, let's split them, let's use anti-Semitism, let's use
Yeah,
everything we got, and turn them. And
that's
they
the
did it, and it
tool of
only took them.
the owners of the world is anti-Semitism.
Yeah, and social media, and I think they split
And
us very quick.
Don't forget, Clandis married into the royal family. George
Yeah, I
Farmer
think they
is a wall. So she's got a,
100%.
the royal family of the UK are Germans, and they bank in Switzerland after they stole everything from our Jewish temple and
Mhm.
laundered the money there. And they don't like us. They don't
No.
like that. Oh my God, the Jews, they actually returned to their own land after 2,000 years. That means the Torah is correct, and we can't have that. The Torah says
Mhm.
it's going to happen, and we can't have that because we're Canaanites, and, we have to, drink Jewish blood and kill uh, brown children for their livers and such, for our snack. But we're not going to let
But
them
they
win. But the thing is, you ain't got no power. You ain't got no
mhm.
power. Clandis
Mhm.
says all the shit that David Duke said over all these
Yeah.
times, over all these years. She's the new David Duke, and I always say Nazi is the new black. And how horrible is that they would get black people to line up in support of white supremacy? But that's what they've done. And
Well,
I
because
just Bishop Larry Gator's he calls me mom, and I've adopted him, and he wants to come on and talk about, because he's a genius in researching. And when we go
yeah.
to LA, we're going to have him on, and he says he called it. I can't remember what he called it, but it was, it's a psyop. It's all a psyop to see what the Americans will swallow, what they'll digest, what they'll believe from, you know, their masters.
Well, again, MAGA was freeing a lot of people. and it was, you saw the gains in the black community and the Hispanic community, and it was a working class movement. And I think that scared the people of the world, and they thought, you know what, we got to separate them, and they did it. That's what I think we're in the post 2024 election, and we let our foot off the gas, and I think we have to team back up, even
Well,
people
the
we can't stand.
insurrection, they overthrew the government by
Yeah,
stealing the election in 20, like I said on
they
Tucker
did.
Kid Tarlson's show. They
Yeah,
stole the election and then they did their fake insurrection on January 6th. But
100%.
their insurrection goes on till today. And the whole Epstein thing is part of the insurrection. And
Can we talk about that?
I love that Trump tricked the Democrats into demanding that the Epstein list would be released. I mean, that's 5D chess right there.
So that's what
They
you think.
demand that Trump
All right,
release.
let's wrap this. Let's wrap this episode on this, because I want to hear your thoughts. You think Trump, because what he did with the Epstein list the last couple of weeks, the shit he's been saying, for me, I'm disgusted. I don't get it. I'm one of the pissed off, like, what the fuck? Who is this guy? And you think, which is an interesting theory, I want to hear your words on it, that you think he's tricking the Democrats into demanding the release, which they have. They've done 2 votes. They're trying to force, Republicans have blocked it twice, the release of the Epstein files. You can look this up if you don't believe me. It's weird because you think Republicans would be for it. I
No,
do
but
know
they
that there's
all
some.
went. They all went too.
Well, I think it's they recognize that this is a political movement of Democrats where they see a weakness, because a lot of us are turning on Trump and they see it and they're like, oh, let's push for Epstein. We know it's not going to happen, but at least we'll look like we're the ones that are pro Epstein files getting released, and the Republicans are blocking it, and they're smart, and that's why they're doing it. So I think Republicans were like, we're not going to vote for this. We know what you're doing. It's fucking bullshit politics. But if you think that that's the 5D chess, you think he's setting the Democrats up to demand the release of the files, right? That's what you just said.
I do, and I think his ultimate goal is that the Democrat Party will be completely exposed as being an arm of the Muslim Brotherhood of
Yeah,
Qatar and
that would.
Iran, and the American people need to see it. And of course, I love Trump, and I think he's a man of God, and I think God's controlling him. I know he is, and I put my arms around the man and said a blessing on him that God would, that he would be open to God, and I think he is. And people don't like that. They're like, God is the Antichrist. That's what they're fucking saying.
Yeah,
God is the Antichrist. Well, you know what? It ain't gonna work out for you, and it's gonna be fun watching you disintegrate. Clandis and all the rest of y'all. You fucking idiots. You're on the wrong side, and I'm going to celebrate your demise because you ain't nothing but satanic fucking ghouls.
well, I want to say one thing, and then we'll wrap up, because I've been trying to get this out for like four
Trump
weeks.
28.
Excuse me. I
I'd say
have
Trump
noticed.
Barr 28.
I love it.
The advance. Trump better listen to me. I tell him all, try to tell him all the time. You're listening to the wrong Jews. You better call me up. You better do what I say because everyone around you listens to me, Mr. President. It's time
Well,
you do.
my girl Siggy Flicker was a good one. She's there and she's got his ear, and we love her.
No,
But
The Jews do control the world. But the Muslim Brotherhood stole the media from us. That's okay. Let them have it. But we do control this world because we believe in God. We're connected to God. It don't matter about evil bankers or none of them. It's us. We know God and we believe in God and we believe in the Torah. So you know what?
I agree. Amen. I just want to say this real quick, because I've been trying to get this out for a while, and we haven't done episodes on it. But I have noticed a
Trump is
pattern.
King Cyrus. Trump is King Darius. Trump is the chosen of God. And if you turn on him, it'll be your ass.
Love it. Let me ask you this real quick, because I've noticed a pattern with Jake Shields, Dan Balzerian, Andrew Tate, Candace's husband.
They all had shit. They're half Jewish. That's the deal. They all have, They're
Well,
all
no,
multitude.
I think I know something else
What?
there, and I'm not trying to be funny or anything. This is from God. He's speaking through me, and I've noticed it. They're closeted homosexuals, and I have some
Well, I
evidence to
told
it.
you all that Islamic is Chrislam. The
Yeah.
basis of Chrislam is boy ass.
So that's why I want to finish this because I know you don't want to get into it, but we have to. Candace's husband is famously a closeted homosexual.
She's
If you
his
go into
beard. She's his beard, Mrs. Farmer.
no, but a lot of people don't know this, so look it up. And it's not a theory that I'm coming up
Anybody
with.
who's a Nazi is a closeted homo.
Well, that seems to be what Jake Shields.
They
I
don't
have
like the Torah because the Torah says leave the kids alone, including Jesus, Jesus who said, send the children to me for such is the kingdom of heaven, which he got from Hillel, which was his teacher. He
right.
did. He has expressed a lot of stuff about Hillel's teachings, but that's what it is. It's like the pedo Ponzi pirate priest class of pharaonic feudalism. They like vertical rule, not horizontal, where the people have a say.
So closeted gay dudes do not like the Torah,
No,
right?
they hate women too. Fucking,
Right.
they hate women.
There you go. In case you're confused,
You know,
and I'm not making this up.
The way they treat Jews and the is always parallel to the way women are being abused in the world. They're very parallel.
Yeah, it's a lot of
They
gaslighting.
don't like Judaism because it has a belief in female divinity. That's why they hate us.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, no one hates women more than closeted gay dudes. I'll tell you
Oh,
that.
hell no. And closeted gay women, they hate women too.
All right. Well, on that note, do you want any final? We delivered today, man. We delivered a good one today. I
And
apologize.
here's my final word. Like I told James O'Keefe, he called me tonight and said he appreciated what I told him. And what I told him was get off the internet sometimes and go out and touch leaves on trees and nature because that is God's creation. Nature is God's creation and we're part of that. And this artificial intelligence of getting us to turn on each other and hate on each other by closeted homosexuals. Come on, people. Just
Yeah,
love
we're better.
each other. You don't need to hate the Jews. The Jews are fucking rocking. We're
Yeah.
rocking. I
Well,
mean,
there's some bad Jews out there.
Yahoo is far more American than anything we've seen in the last 40 years. He's like, we're gonna kick Nazi ass.
Yeah.
And I love it. We're gonna kick Nazi ass.
Yeah.
You
We're gonna
know
blow
what?
them the fuck up.
They don't like God. They like the God below. They don't like the God above. They like
Do you
the God
think?
below.
Um, you and I were talking before we recorded this episode, and I know you want to go, and I'll let you go. We do have one ad we got to do, but don't you think America is used? Because a lot of people say, "What is this Israeli American ally says? What does Israel bring?" But it seems to me it's been pretty clear in the last few months that Israel is basically the warfighter that America's too big of a pussy to take out these
Hello.
horrible regimes. So they're like, "Oh, you know what? We're going to back off and kiss our libertarian ass like Dave Smith and go, hey, we don't want war." And then they let Israel go and kick ass. We supply them the weapons, right? I'm not crazy to say
Well,
this,
Israel has to buy the weapons with the aid money we send them.
but that's what I think it is. It's like, hey, we're going to give you weapons. You have to use them, and you have to take out these evil forces so we can pretend like we're peaceniks and not pussies.
It's
And
exactly
Israel,
right. And it's like Jewish blood will get the job done. We'll have to spill some Jewish blood to get got the job done because we're Satanists and that's what it takes. But you
I'm,
know what? Netanyahu is more John Wayne than anything any Americans ever seen, if they were honest. He's like, I'm going to
it's true.
kill the bad guys, I'm going to take them out of the root. I mean, that's America to me. It's like we're going to take out the Nazis at the root with no civilian casualties, with our technology. We're
But
going
what
to
are you
take
talking
out
about?
all the friggin' woman haters, all the pedophiles. We're going to take them out.
But when are you saying there's no civilian casualties? Because there are civilian casualties. Are you
No,
talking
but
about the?
when Israel took out the technology of Iran's
Oh, nuclear.
They did those strategic strikes,
Mm-hmm.
and not one civilian was lost. But, it's always about the civilians that Israel, collateral damage. That's what all the right wing is concerned about. The collateral
Well,
damage, the children that die when you're killing Nazis, which
did
is
you know that?
horrible. But I say, why don't they put them kids in the tunnels
Yeah.
to protect them? Why don't they do that?
Well, didn't you notice with the
Because they
Iranian
want
bombings?
them dead.
Can you bring the phone? Did you notice with the Iranian bombings that civilians did not die because Iran, as horrible as they are, they don't hide their weapon depot under children's schools and hospitals, and all of a sudden Israel had no collateral damage. Isn't that crazy?
No, but I always go to that's the UN Agenda 30
Yeah.
is to use children as collateral damage in Gaza. That's what
Well, it's sad.
that's what all the NGOs of USAID went for. And
God's children are not for sale.
Democrats don't even know how evil they are. Like the Nazis in Germany, they didn't know how evil they were either.
Yeah.
But there'll be a reckoning. And
Well,
I'll tell
God's
you what, Trump will be presiding over it.
okay. Well, we have to wrap up, but God's children are not for sale, and
God's children are not for sale.
you're saying trust the plan with Trump. I love that. I don't. I feel like he's on the Epstein list. I don't trust him, but I'm going to defer to you. You've been right about everything else, so I'm going to give it some time.
No, Trump's going to win. His whole life is he's going to win against the monsters. Everything he's done has been to win the monsters. And even if they surround him, which they do, he's going to get them all. Because God wants him to.
All right.
God loves America, and God loves Israel.
Amen.
Oh, you see, my patience is growing thin.